The purpose of today's lesson will be to introduce and understand the basics of characterization. By now I expect you to have read at least the first 6 chapters or 104 pages of The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. We will start with a short YouTube video on characterization. You do not have to write down this information as it will appear in the following slides. A basic definition of characterization is a literary device used to highlight and explain the details of a character's personality. There are 2 types of characterization, starting with direct characterization, where the author explicitly states the character's personality traits. In contrast to direct characterization, there is indirect characterization, where the character's personality is shown through speech, thoughts, effects on others, actions, and looks. As you can see, I separated and bolded the first letter of each word to create an acronym. A tip to help you understand this acronym is to think of the word steal. We steal this information from the indirect characterization. It is not handed to us. We have to take it. Thus, steal. A basic example of direct characterization could be something like Jack is depressed. A basic example of indirect characterization could be something like Jack, we are all worried about you. You haven't been eating, you seem easily irritated, and we can't remember the last time we saw you smile. From this example of indirect characterization, we can steal the idea that Jack is depressed from the way the characters talk around him. Now we are going to complete the characterization worksheet that was handed out at the beginning of class. You are going to identify a character from The Fault in Our Stars and give 2 examples of indirect and direct characterization, as well as a short description of the character based on your analysis. I'm going to do an example of Hazel's mom for you to follow along. You may choose any character from the book aside from Hazel's mom for your worksheet. You may now pause the video and complete your worksheet before continuing to the next slide. My first example is a quote from Hazel where she tells us that her mom is super into celebration and gives us an imitation of her mom. Here, Hazel tells us that her mom likes to celebrate, so we don't have to speculate on that part of her personality. On page 297, Hazel's mom admits to taking some classes online to get a master's degree in social work. She explains to Hazel that she didn't want her to think that she was imagining a world without Hazel. This conversation leads readers to draw the conclusion that her mother is guilt-ridden and is the kind of woman who makes it her life to care for Hazel. Now that you've seen an example from the book, I'd like you to repeat the previous exercise on a scrap piece of paper or on the back of your worksheet. Identify one paragraph in the book where your character's traits are revealed directly. Then identify one paragraph in the book where a character's traits are revealed indirectly. Be sure to label which passage is direct and which is indirect. Now, if you'd like to review, you can log on to www.kahoot.it and use the challenge link or the challenge pin to review before the quiz. The Kahoot challenge will expire on